Alright, how's it going? Cool. We are checking out a black monolith deck. I bought this recently. The idea is to frame this on my wall because this deck seems amazing. I have the deck right here. Soon I'm gonna move the camera where you can actually see it, and I'm gonna make it bigger, of course. Quickly, this deck is from Giovanni Meroni. It's an Italian designer, and it's actually, I was looking for a deck of cards that was foil on both sides and that was symmetric, basically. So this is both symmetric, foil on both sides, and yeah, and definitely for something that had like an affordable price tag also was part of the point. And I found this. Also, another important aspect that I was looking for, it was the fact that the card, the figures had to have the special arts. So full art, full custom art. So it's not just a recolored card. It's just full art on the card. So that's pretty cool. And now that I got it, I'm gonna open it, and I'm gonna after I showcase it, I'm gonna talk a bit about the meaning behind all of the figures, and then I'm gonna frame it later on. So yeah, holographic cold foil on card back, and holographic cold foil on the card faces. Neon ink, fluorescent under UV light. I don't have a UV light, but you can kind of see the effect when I will put the camera bigger. It does look a lot better in real that from what you can see from the camera. I'm gonna say that, and hopefully it's cool now that we open it. I'm gonna just start moving the camera so we are ready with it. A really quick note before I move everything, I also liked this one, always from Giovanni Meroni, that is this one, but this is a prototype, and it's called Eva Splendida. Look at this, the symmetry, the full art, and the foil back on the back and on the front of the card. This also looks really good. So yeah, but yeah, let's just go. I'm gonna do the switch. Let's do this. Let's actually do bam. Remove the frame. Remove the cam. And now I move it. And now I reopen it. Here we go. You should see this right here. I'm gonna keep this in the background because it looks nice, probably. Let's see how it looks. Now I'm gonna move my mic. I'm gonna put on gloves. And we're gonna open it. Okay. So this is my first time opening a deck of cards, so I'm gonna be really careful about what I'm doing, and hopefully I don't mess things up. Let's just go with okay, we want to lift that. I think I also saw this, so this might come in handy on the side. Yeah. Cool. So I really don't want to ruin it, so I'm gonna take my time. Here we go. So you can already see the holographic foil. I'm gonna have to move my mic again. Okay, here's way better. We have the sun and the two snakes and planets. Now, I really don't know how I wanna open the seal. The smartest thing seems to be a cut right here. Yeah. There we go. Perfect. Awesome. You know what? Maybe I should first open this and then put on gloves, because I can't really flicker this. Okay. Here we go. So here, as you can see, we have some shapes. They probably have a meaning. Here, the universe, and here you can see this means 2019. It's written in 1 and zeros. It should be in one of the cards as well. So it's pretty cool. I want to show this now that it's there. There is also a planet. It's Saturn. Okay. Here we go. Look at this. This is really beautiful. Orange and foil on the back, and the first card is of course Ace of Spades, and with always the number down there. And there's no side. I want to talk about this too. Some cards have this gilded edge, but I did check some footage of a deck really similar to this, but with the gilded edge. And when you look it from the back, it looks kinda ruined from the to the side. Maybe not in person, but from the footage that I saw, it looked kinda ruined. So I wanted to buy a deck with not that didn't have the gilded edge, because I'm gonna wanna frame one of these. I wanna frame one on the back. It's gonna be on my wall, so if it has the gilded edge, it doesn't make much sense to have a deck of cards with the gilded edge if it looks bad once it's on the wall. So yeah. Now this is gonna be tricky again. So I know there is a version with the gilded edge, but I just don't want. I'm not interested in it. I think it will look bad. It will look very good if you use the cards to play, but if you use the card, if you want to just frame the cards, I don't know if I like that. And yeah. I really don't want to ruin it. Let's take my time here. Okay. Here we go. So I have two docs open with all of the details in the car. First of all, this can go away. So the ace of spades. I don't know if I should start from the front or from the back. Also, I feel like this will be ruined if you play with this car, like moving. I don't know if you can see how beautiful this is. So we have the white details in the background with this bluish. This is not black. It's a bluish. Yeah. Also symmetric right here, and the eyes here and here. Really cool. But this deck is best when you have the figures, like when you're gonna see the jack. Also, those are just numbers. I'm gonna have to decide if I have space to frame them all, or if I just wanna. I'm definitely gonna put like a text with a description under the jack, the queen, and the king, because they're pretty cool. Look, this is the jack of spades. They all have meanings. I'm gonna pull. I have a king here. I'm gonna start pulling it so I can see and describe what it is. So this is the god of space, and jack of spade, Joestar. If you're a JoJo fan, this is like okay, I'm gonna read it. I am everything and nowhere. This domain is the huge empty space between everything. With the help of the god of gravity, he created black holes. It starts from the story. It's the beginning of the universe, basically. Really cool concept. Also, it does looks like actually black holes on the side. One giant black hole in the middle, and two eyes as always. Repeating patterns. Eyes made with stars. It is just really cool. I gotta say, it's a great piece of art. This is the goddess of absolute zero. I'm gonna describe why just a bit further on because it makes sense if you read the story. Basically, I am the immovable sovereign of absence, warden of total absence, motion, and heat, very destructive towards the sibling. Creation, mortal called Skadi. I'm gonna touch more on this later. And the queen, the goddess of absolute zero. Lipstick, green lipstick. I think, I don't know if it's an infinite pattern in the middle. I don't think it's an infinite pattern. It does look sharp as a card. You can see we have some diamonds and some triangles on the diamond right there. Pretty cool. Also the detail on the middle. There's this green mixed with the neoning. It's so small but so detailed. And I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna try to put it even closer. It's really well made. I'm already happy about the purchase, and I have so many cards to move. So now we have the God of Eternity, King of Spades, of course. Timeless Eternity is my domain, and I was there since ever. This is the God of Time. It's the most destructive of the ancient god. Mortal called him with many names: Chrono, Pluto, Azrael, or just Death. And we have the hourglasses on the side, one high in the middle. It looks like a star. I don't know, it looks just like an eye or a star. You see, it's pretty cool. Also those circles made like that, and the hourglass in the middle with a bit of white. So we have the recurrent black and white effect that makes this really shine. And then we move to the hearts. So we have the gods of life. This is the ace hearts. Always the same. This is full heart on the. I don't know if it's viewable. It's really detailed on the background. Even if it's white, it doesn't seem white. It's really cool with the circle and square. Just the symmetry of this is great, and the 4 circles in the middle of the heart with. They look like dots, and yeah, here we go. And then we have the Jack of Hearts. I am the creator of the first primal pure form of life. God of Flora was the first one that attempted to create life. With the help of his brother, he made plants, flowers, and all the living beings without a soul. He is remembered as Artemis or Demeter. As you can see, we have flowers, we have this. Those look like plants. Always this is the symbol, the same symbol of the Ace of Hearts. And then we have some leaves on the side. Resemble nature a lot. The green patch on the cheeks, white in the middle. It's just a really well made art piece. Like, look at the apple on the side. Well, and everywhere always the foil. Every card on the back is foil. It's such a good deck. Goddess of Fauna, the mother of the universe, all mortal beings are my sons, even you. Goddess of Fauna is the creator of the souls. She generated all the firstborn, populated the planet, all kind of animals. Humans gave her many names. Juno and Venus are the most popular one. So we have flora and fauna. So it's pretty cool that like the division between flora and fauna, there's always like the middle is identical, and it changes because here you add leaves, while here you have those pyramids, these green pyramids. And the foil here is also on the hat, and that's all. The pattern on the side seems like the snake, or like, I don't know. We're gonna see later the coiled snake. Pretty sure about that. And then we have the god of intellect. Will they be able to understand that? He infuses some creatures with a shard of intelligence. Probably the weakest god. It's way part of his divine blood. His most popular name is Prometheus. Weakest blood, he infused intellect to human beings. That's the meaning. Look at the sides, the cape, we have some extra symbols on the cape. It's pretty unique. Also, if we add leaves on the other circles, on this one we have circles inside other circles. So it's just different and unique compared to the previous card. It has a recurring theme, but it's really unique. Also, on the circles on the side you see 2 green dots, always symmetrical. The symmetry, wow, it's just really cool. And yeah, let's move on to the next one. Also, you don't see it probably on the left cheek. There is a small detail there. It's still symmetric. It's not ruined. It's made like that. We can move to the clover. Clubs, gods of materia. This is the ace of materia. This is the pattern with the triangle and 2 circles. I actually thought it was like a triangle, a circle, and a square. Instead, it's 2 circles and a triangle. I didn't notice that when I checked the deck the first time. While seeing background of the other aces. I really like the custom shape of the clover. Anyway, that's also recurring in every other card on the side. There we go. Okay. I have to decide how I want to frame this. So this is the god of solid. I forged many spheres and I spread them into the void. So this is about the creation of the universe. So solid makes shapes. The artisan god is the first creator, the protector of all inanimate objects. He created all the planets of the universe. Mortals called him Vulcan. And here reminds like the quantity of shapes. Some of them are foil, some of them are not foil. They look like diamond, prism, cubes, and some planets in the background to remember the creation of the universe. Pretty cool, let's say. Also, in every character you have this tattoos, so it's pretty cool. Also, the face made which everything is made with shapes, so it really nice art. Then we move to the goddess of liquid. So I'm the fluid monarch of the depth. Goddess of liquid improved the creation of her older brother with fluid elements. She loved a little sphere more than anything else, and she decided to cover it with water to make it suitable for life. She's known as Teti. So fluids, you can see that this is one of the most fluid cards. Every line in this card, it's round, from the body to the circle on the sides to the wave looking design on the circles. Maybe just the lightning on top of her head. That's the only element that is not fluid. But yeah, it's really unique. It's a really well made. I mean, I picked this card, this deck for a reason. The symmetry stays even in this card, that it's very smooth. And then we have the god of atmosphere. I protect my brother creation from themselves. The younger one, the gods of materia, protect the creation of his sibling from the fury of the other gods. Is known as Saturn. And look at this. We have this rings around his head. They look kind of like the rings around Saturn. If we have to describe it like a planet. But yeah, they do kind of remind the atmosphere with the different different levels of complexity. Let's say that. Look at this. This is like gas, or I don't know how to describe this. Is orange. Air flows. I have no idea. Basically, we have this planet that we saw in other car that are actually circled with the foil, and the foil, it's the atmosphere in this case. So really well made. I can say that I really like this. Go. And then we can move to the last part, the diamonds. We go. I don't have much more to say about this because we described the other three. You're seeing background on this. Looks like we have star. I don't know the name of this symbol. I'm gonna put it closer. The star. Here. Star looking symbol. It has a name, I just don't know it. And then we have more diamonds. This is just... I'm gonna take a look at the 7. Okay, it's made like that. 9. And then we have the Jack of Diamond, the god of gravity. I'm immobile at the center of everything. This is part of the god of energy, the fuel of the universe. When the universe was made, it was a huge chaos. Everything was spread randomly in the void, without any order or logic. This immense strength, the god of gravity, defined all the rules of everything, revolved around him. Mortals called him Atlas. It's pretty cool. The chain and circles and square It does kinda remind you of gravity. I don't know. I don't know about this one, but you also have the eyes here displayed like this. So it's kinda, yeah, the center of everything. Also has the orange circle in the middle, orange circle on top of the hat, here and there. It's pretty cool. Then we have the goddess of heat. Now, don't come any closer. The flaming goddess is beautiful, crazy, and dangerous. She made life possible, but she destroys everything and anyone get close to her. She's the opposite of her cold sister. Her most popular name is Amaterasu, and she inspired the myth of Phoenix. Goddess of it, you see the flames. Look at this hairstyle, and the two suns represent giant amount of heat, basically. Look at the sun inside the other sun with the foil sun. Just look. There is a sun inside another sun in the foil, and outside we have the sun that is not foil with the circle around made with foil. And this, the sun that is not with the foil is overlapping the foil from the other. So just really great details. And in this case the crown is foil. It's just really cool. And then we have the king of diamonds, the god of light. I lit up the universe, forging the stars. The overzealous god, with the help of his sister, the creator of the stars. Humans adore him because he created the sun. They give him many names: Apollo, Ra, Hyperion, Helios. And yeah, so those shapes, they kinda remind you of the creation. If you remember when we talked about the other card, kinda remind you about creation. And now we have them back here with the sun. So we have the sun and the creation. So is forging the stars. Always nice heart and details on the hat. And I don't know if those are wings on the background or just more, I don't know, or just hair. It's just the same color, but I don't know if it's made with wings or not. I'm not sure. As always, we have the same details on the star, inside the stars, and yeah. And then we have the special cards. So those are Adam and Eve. I'm not gonna read more details about this, but okay, I'm gonna turn it around. The camera is right here. So we have Adam and Eve. After the creation of the universe, this is almost linked like to the religion aspect, but those are also the first humans, not just necessarily Adam and Eve. So the first humans, and yeah, as always we have the snake pattern and the coil snake as always around in the frame. And of course they're used as the choker. This one is soul. I think I do have details about soul in the other thing, because if I want to describe it. The last joker card named Soul is the goddess of the stars, created by the combination of the Queen of Diamonds and the King of Diamonds. So between the combination of the goddess of it and the god of light. Also the first soul created in the universe, I think. We also have the same pattern with the star in the middle right there, and yeah, it does resemble the mix of that. And this is the final card. It's just an art card, Yeah. I'm gonna probably just flip around some of the number cards when I frame them, 1 or 2 or maybe a couple. And yeah, that's it. This was the black Monolith deck. This is the black version anyway, and yeah, it's fantastic. I'm definitely gonna frame it now that I opened and I saw it with my own eyes, because I can't. You can see like how beautiful it looks, just moving the cards on your hands under the light. So I think on my wall is gonna be really cool. I'm gonna have to see what I can put down as description and how much space I have. Definitely describing the cards, and there's a lot more about the story. Now I'm gonna leave everything to this side, and I'm gonna go back to this workstation and show a bit about the story, read a bit more about creation really quickly, and here we go. Frame and bam, bam. No, wait. Okay. Nice. So yeah, this is the last thing, the story of the cards. I want to touch a bit about this. This is from the Kickstarter page. So basically at the beginning there was just void, infinite space, absolute cold, timeless entireties, the way of the god of space, Joestar, god of the void, where there's since forever. Everything was plain, cold, dark, nothing. They were powerful, but they felt something was missing. Then we have the god of solid, he created planets and spread them into the void. The god of light generated energy, heat, light, gravity. God of energy lit the newborn universe with stars. God of gravity created the rules for everything. The universe was born. And with the creation of life, with the god of flora that we discussed earlier, with the god of fauna. Basically, let's just read this. Life was complicated and frail. It needed cooperation of all the gods to work. No one had to prevail, otherwise it would have been too hot or too cold, too wet or too dry. They succeeded to agree a few times, but when they did, the result was a miracle, even for them. And the first living being created was a beautiful apple tree. The goddess of fauna was impressed by the work of her brother, but she wanted to do even a bigger miracle, a living being with a soul. And that is the special card. The goddess of fauna, the effort to create soul was huge. It required even more cooperation than the apple tree. It was an exhausting task for all of them. But the goddess of fauna was able to generate few precious species called firstborn, the humans, were spread on planets populated. The god of intellect was inspired and amazed by the work of his sibling, however he was not satisfied. He took a few creatures made by his sister and touched their forehead with a drop of his divine blood. And that's part of, like, also about the weakness, and I'll read about it later. They were infused with a shard of intelligence, and the divine nature of the blood gave them free will. It's really important. The intelligent newborns wanted more and more. As soon as they turned against their creation, the gods were not worried. The creatures were unable to damage them. However, their revolt disappointed them a lot, especially when they destroyed the precious apple tree. The god of eternity was furious, impressed a death mark on all the creatures, making them mortals. The god of eternity, in response, mortals declared war to gods. However, when they saw that kill their creator was an impossible task, they started to destroy each other and their planets. The gods tried to educate mortals, hoping the mortals would learn their errors. The gods agreed to reset the planets to start from a clean state. First reset was made by the gods of Absolute Zero. Ancient Night Age exterminated almost all the creatures. Survivor had the stack to repopulate the planet. The cycle repeated itself again, and okay. Other gods resetted the planets, hoping to educate mortals. The gods of it set a rain of fire. God of Solid a meteor, and the Liquid Goddess a huge flood. But everything was useless. The mortals seemed unable to learn. One day the gods, discouraged, decided to live forever. Before live forever, we taught everything to our sons. We know your kind would forget, so we left something as your legacy. This would help you remember your origin, your future, maybe the whole universe. The gods decided to forge some monoliths as their legacy to mortals. And this is basically the story of the monoliths and the entire deck. That's it. Some notes. The Space God needed a lot of effort to create life and soul. They had to work together without prevail on each other. This means life and souls are precious even for them. They can't create life with just a snap of fingers. This explains why the God of Eternity was so angry when the Firstborn destroyed the apple tree. God of Intellect decided to give intelligence to a few creatures. He knew that some won't agree to give intelligence to their creators, so he made a stretch. Probably if the gods worked together, the intelligence would have been perfect, but with the sacrifice of one god only, the result wasn't good. Mortals are actually intelligent, but many of them are twisted and destructive. So you see the reasons behind. It's not just the figure itself, it's just the reason behind what they are that it's really well displayed in this deck. So yeah, that's why piqued my interest. And yeah, there are many versions of this deck, but the black monolith one was probably the cooler to my eyes. Deck was made in 2019, displayed in binary numbers and cards, and yeah, that's all. Here we go. Pretty cool. I don't think I'm gonna buy any more decks. I just want to frame it. I'm gonna end it here so it doesn't become too long. Goodbye.